attack the basket. James catches, puts up the three. Won't go. Rebound Bosh. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining.
Welcome to the Ultimate Super Coach and Fantasy Sports Show. You are now listening to the Insight Fantasy Sports Podcast.
Boom shakalaka!
G'day everyone and welcome to the show. Kingy is our mystery guest. There he is.
Here he is.
Here he is. He's wearing his fresh live, rubbing it in everybody's faces that he went on a basketball tour over to America this year and decided to pick up some of the freshest Pacers merchandise in the world. How you doing, Kingy?
Very good. Yeah, I've got a coffee, and then my wife, I just heard her turn on the coffee machine, so I went and told her to make me another one if she's just feeling nice. But no, I'm good. My fantasy teams are a mess at the moment, but other than that, life's good.
That's fantastic.
That is very, very fair. Look, we've got to talk about that. It's injuries. It is week 19. It has been carnage right across the NBA. I mean, we're all, and there's no greater game time decision in fantasy podcasting than Skiddy. We also like to call this one Heat Check, but also Sexy Saturdays. You've been groomed, haven't you? You've gone to the barbershop.
Yeah, I have actually. I had a bit of time through work, and I actually went and got a snip for probably like the first time in ages. So, yeah, look, get a little bit more pretty for once in my life. Normally, I just shave it myself and couldn't give a stuff, but yeah. Just trim it up a little bit. That's good.
Look, it is carnage. It's week 19. Obviously, there are some who are in playoffs in fantasy basketball. There are some who are on the verge. There are some who are 2 weeks away. So it's kind of like this dead zone of there's leagues that are active, there's leagues that are dead, and it's just, but there's carnage across it. Skiddy, how do you cope, generally speaking, with injuries? So the best advice you can give off the rip straight away for people who are looking to stream in injuries. How do you deal with that?
Oh, it depends on the length of the injury, but mainly I just pick up the person that's going to be their main replacement. You know what I mean? And shout out Brado. Yep, absolutely. I think a lot of people's teams have run out of private health insurance because this is absolutely ridiculous. How many are starting to go down now? But yeah, I normally just look to see who's going to be the replacement for them, who steps into that role. Like, you know, when it comes, but there's some that are a bit harder, like say like the Karl Anthony Towns ones. Like it would be, you know, Kyle Anderson stepping into the role, but it's not like he's playing the exact same amount of minutes that Towns is. It's just an increased role to more than like Nas Reed and Nikhil Alexander-Walker. So they're tough, but you know that's injuries are part of the game, and you just got to keep on keeping on if you've got that got a team that's still worthy of going into the finals, I guess.
And this is also the time, Kingy, where people start to rest their stars, and we see, let's say, the stars of teams who might have a light injury on those, you know, those borderline, those fringe teams start to rest their guys a little bit more. I'm having absolute deja vu to Lauri Markkanen and the Utah Jazz. To be fair, like he's been out the last, I think, 3 games now, 2 or 3 games, which is shit. But you know, and then Taylor Hendricks goes out in his team. Those guys, we spoke about it previously. Teams who could be tanking or teams we just want to keep our eye on. Is there anyone starting to enter your radar more as the season goes on?
Yeah, look, it's tough because even if someone does enter that radar, they could very, very quickly drop off it with even a minor injury. So, yeah, I'm just going through the teams here, I suppose. Like if you look at Charlotte, for example, Trey Mann has been a pretty popular pickup with LaMelo Ball possibly on holiday or wherever he is. So he's been really good, but now he's questionable. And so who knows? Maybe he plays, maybe he misses a week, 2 weeks. You just don't know. Portland are sort of the same, like Brogdon. I don't think he's coming back. I've streamed in Matisse Thybulle for tonight, but who knows if he could roll an ankle and miss the rest of the season. So I tend to avoid those teams for anything long-term. It's more just today I can pick up this guy. Although in saying that, if you like Jordan Goodwin, he often just gets ruled out 10 minutes before tip-off. So you can't.
Did me in the other day.
You did it, Skiddy? You did a goodie?
I picked up Goodie.
I had him in 2 teams. Yeah.
Oh, that hurt.
So yeah, that's pretty frustrating, and that's why I tend to avoid those teams if possible. Utah, as you said, much the same. Markkanen is questionable. I think Keontae George is questionable. Walker Kessler is questionable, but it doesn't mean they play.
Yep.
I don't know. It's pretty frustrating, but that's why we tell people to start wrapping up their fantasy seasons sooner rather than later, which is a shame because it cuts your season down and you miss sort of a month of NBA action. But it's frustrating in head-to-head leagues.
I think it's a thing as well. This becomes more of a commissioner issue. Like, where do you set your playoffs? I know in one league right now, it's the last week of general play, and then there's 3 weeks of finals, obviously semis. In your friends and family league, it's the final week, but it's a 2-weeker for that one, Kingy. So it's all about where you set it and what you can get out of it to really make the most of your teams. Those who still have a couple of normal weeks left, it absolutely becomes a shambles. I think what you can do with the Jordan Goodwin, though, didn't he only have 15 games that he had left to play?
Yeah, so he's got about 11. He's got about 11 or 12 left, I think.
I can just imagine a Jordan Goodwin calendar on the board of all Memphis games and just cross off when he plays and tick off when he plays just to see how many is left and be like, oh, he's got 10 left. He can play the last 10 of the season. And then you don't have to worry about it. But there's things like this. And I guess we are in week 19 and we are looking at it like this one. The game slate for Friday is 8, 7, 9. So of the days, the best streaming day obviously is Saturday by way of quality of games because there's only 14 teams are playing, 16 and 18 respectively on either end of it. So straight away off the rip, we've got to look at who has the back-to-back sets and which leagues do have the availability for it. And the availability for it comes down to this. Your back-to-backs for Friday and Saturday are the Hornets and the Trailblazers. Saturday, Sunday, you have the Nets who are rolling out a 5-game week. The Clips are going to be there as well. Guys like Norman Powell, shout out to one of the best 3-point shooters in the NBA, apart from the time that you streamed him in this week, like me, and he wasn't. And then Sunday into Monday, none other than Skiddy's favorite, the Cavs. Talk to us about your Cleveland Cavaliers going through the ringer yet again, Skidmore.
Mate, I'm still coming down off of how good Dean Wade did against the Celtics and outscoring them 20-11. That was just unbelievable. And then playing like crap the next day against Atlanta, but that's what happens on the back-to-backs apparently. So, they're going all right. Also, too, news just came out. Curry's ankle MRI came back clean, so that's good. He'll probably miss a couple of games, but good news for people that own Curry, that he probably only missed a few. And g'day to everyone in the chat. Absolute legends. Thank you for saying hello and good morning. That's nice by them.
That's very lovely. We've got 14 people in chat. Don't forget, if you are in chat as well. Oh, hey fellas. Old man in the seas there. He was the first one. How about them Blues? Actually, look.
Unreal.
That was unreal. Look, talking about that one, Skiddy is also one of our lead analysts with Mickey Dell, who is in chat for our AFL show. And don't forget, we do have our Discord Unlimited. Now, Discord Unlimited basically gives you full access to all the analysts. It's $25 for a year subscription. So it's $25 you pay. And that's Australian monies. We're not even talking if you're international. If you're American, it's like $4. It's very, very cheap. And you have access to all of our AFL people, all of our NRL people, BBL team. You get updates. You get part of the community as well. Kingy, I know that FBI Basketball has a Discord. Discord's a lot of fun. So make sure you jump on over and get involved with our one over at Insight as well. With that Curry injury, who are we seeing a bump here? I think it's Pods and CP3, who's come back nicely, guys.
Yep. I'd be making sure both of them are rostered. They probably are anyway, but yeah, look, Chris Paul's been doing his thing, assists and steals, hitting some threes. Not going to score a lot, but with Steph Curry out, Klay Thompson probably gets a bump as well because he's going to have to score the ball a bit more. It'd be interesting to see what they do with the starting lineup, whether they just bring Chris Paul straight in as a swap, given that he's coming back off an injury himself. In saying that, it was a hand injury. It wasn't a lower leg or anything like that. So, look, it's probably Chris Paul and Pods and Thompson. So no one probably that's available in standard leagues anyway.
I've got to ask one guy's value, Isaac Okoro. He has been an absolute legend. I'm just going to check his availability right now because he has been playing incredibly well. And I think the one thing we go back to, it's recency bias. And because the Cavs, they're a team obviously that features a lot in, I guess mainly streams. They've got stars like Jared Allen and Mobley, who's also injured right now, unfortunately. But obviously the Don. And then we have recency bias to the playoffs last year where Isaac Okoro sucked nuts. And I know as a Cavs fan, you didn't even want him out there last year. I remember you just like swearing his name black and blue. But the guy has gone up 21% ownership in Yahoo in the last day to be 28% rostered. He's still the guy we want to target at the back end of this week, Skiddy.
I like Okoro, but I also like Levert. I know he's going to hurt the percentages, but Okoro has really stepped it up, and with injuries obviously to Mobley, Strus, Mitchell, Ty Jerome just doesn't play. You can definitely target it. I mean, Dean Wade's also going to be stepping in for the power forward spot. George Niang was starting at small forward the other game as well, which is a bit of a strange one. But yeah, I think Levert, Okoro, and then maybe you can go Wade for threes. But I agree with you there. Okoro is definitely starting to bring other counting stats as well, which is nice from other stuff that he doesn't normally do. So, and with the back-to-back, go for it.
Got to love it at the end of the week. 15.5 points, 2.8 rebounds, 2.8 assists, 1.3 steals, 1.3 blocks, and 2.5 triples. The man has been basically a top 75 player in the last 4 games they've played for the Cavs. We've got some questions rolling in, as per always, old man in the sea. Just a quick question. There's never such a thing. Someone dropping Big Dick Nick Richards in my 12-team league. Should I pick him up? His last game was terrible, and a few before that. Old man of the sea, I'm actually an owner of him in one league. Yeah, I would consider dropping him if I need to target something else apart from what he brings. But that's what you're targeting this week to get you in. Like, whereabouts are you in your playoffs? You've got to just get the win this week. If you're in a quarterfinals, Kingy, it doesn't matter if it's 7-2 or if it's 5-4. If it's a win, it's a win. So you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, so I'm just pulling up. I know, pretty sure the Hornets are on a back-to-back.
They are,
tonight and tomorrow. They've got the Wizards tonight and the Nets tomorrow. So both, I guess, games that in theory, he could play big minutes because they could be close because all those teams are shit.
And Nick Claxton, Nick Claxton versus him as well. That's a big boy matchup. That's a big body matchup.
So tomorrow, I think he probably plays decent minutes against the Nets. Tonight, I'm not so sure because Wizards don't have Bagley, and they are probably going to go small. Like they have Kispert has been in the starting lineup. So tonight, I'm not so sure. I've got him rostered as well in the league, and I'll be rolling him out there tonight. But that's really all I need from him is some rebounds, field goal percentage, and maybe a block. So I'm not looking for points or anything like that. But yeah, it's tomorrow. I think he could be decent. Tonight, maybe not. Against the Wizards, who don't really have a center.
Yeah, I think we might be seeing him cap there, and I think Grant Williams, if anything, might grab a bit of a bump tonight. For them, he's been playing that small ball. So I think Grant Williams might get the bump tonight. Another one from our boy Matty C is Reeves, a must-hold the next week with 2 games in a shallow 10-team head-to-head. A lot of opinions on options on waivers. I'm on a buy in the semifinals of next week. Look, that's good for you. That's real goody for you, Matty Carmody, if you got that buy. Look, you got to attack your week, see where your matchup goes. What is there? I know it's a 2-game schedule for the Lakers coming up, but is it the front end of the week?
I don't know, but why would you, if you're sitting on the buy, like if he's sitting in a position where he's on a buy, why wouldn't he just hold Reeves if Reeves is one of his better players? Because he doesn't need to win it, you know what I mean? But head-to-head point, I guess.
I think he's on a buy this week.
He's on a buy this week. He bought this week, yeah.
So I'd say next week is the semis, yeah.
Oh, and it's tough too because as you should be, it's footy season is back. Look, it's tough because I think you can actually live off the waiver wire, Carmody, because you've got to look at where his games are. And his games fall on Wednesday. It's against the Sacramento Kings again. It didn't go so badly against them last time. You could probably get that off the wire, though. And you've got the Golden State Warriors to finish on Saturday. Now, if you've got the bye this week, you could literally roll Isaac Okoro to start your week off, get some defensive stats and some work on Monday, and stream into a Tuesday, Wednesday back-to-back. You get 3 games off 1 ad because that will only add for your ads this week. So you make 1 ad, you get 3 games by the time that Austin Reeves has played 1. and that's your semi-final, mate. I think you really want to lean into that. So with that Wednesday, he doesn't play to Wednesday and then on the Saturday. So I think, Carmody, what you want to do is you want to use one of your waiver wires to attack at least even a Monday, Tuesday back-to-back for next week, and then roll from there, mate. When you's back in here, mate, we've got heaps of questions in here. Duop Reef, is he a good pickup in 14? Yes. Yep. You're a 14th. Yes. Kingy, you agree?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Ayton is out again. I think he's been ruled out. I don't think
game time.
Game time.
Yeah, look, as long as Ayton's out, I think Reith should be rostered. He's one of those Portland guys we probably can trust as long as Ayton's out. So no, I think he is, especially in a 14 team. Even in a 12 team, I'd consider him. So in a 14 team, definitely.
Yeah, cheers, Matty. Absolutely always happy here. Troy Vickers is deep in chat as well. One of your favorite players I know that you love on Facebook. Skiddy McNuggets.
Scooty Henderson.
Scooty Henderson. Yeah, look, we want him back. You love your Scoot, don't you, Skiddy?
Yeah. I mean, I just want to see him play. Like, he hasn't really played that much. He's been injury riddled, and Portland sucks. So I would like to see him come back just to watch what he can actually bring from all the potential that we see from him. So just let me see him at least play. Like, give me something, Portland.
Give me something and give us a game preview. This one's brought to us by our good friends over at the Standard Squeeze. You can see us rocking it right now. Our 4-in-1 cups are on the go. It is the absolute mintest. If you're also going out camping, I'm heading away in a few weeks' time for the Easter holidays, and I've got my little handy sippy cup. You can mix your perfect shot and your blend, and if you use promo code INSIGHT15, you can get 15% off where you go. Go and check them out. Open, if you're on a desktop or if your phone, just keep this podcast playing, open up in another window and just go Standard Squeeze. And look what they're all about. This is brought to you by them. This is our game preview.
He's heating up.
All right, for those of you who are new or who may be old to this show, the Heat Check, we put together not only a weekend multi-bet or parlay to listen to us from open, kind of look at the streams for the weekend to help you win your week. It's Friday. And just like Carmody's question, Skiddy, we're all about it's about long-term vision. It's about being light years in front of your opponent, isn't it, mate?
Absolutely, mate. I think like for today, especially, I think like the big pickup that I've already made in my league is Micic from the Hornets. I know there's a lot of Hornets, Wizards players that can just go up and down and everything. I think he's pretty solid. Like, I think he'll play, he'll get assists, he'll get points, he can get some steals as well. So, I think Micic is probably my main pickup for this week, especially in this Hornets Wizards game, or it could be Grant Williams, as we said before, with Wizards playing smaller. They'll probably lean into Grant because Hornets have shown that they've actually they're happy with having Grant Williams out there as a small ball center. So those two are the good pickups for me this weekend.
And you didn't expect this, and you didn't expect this, but this I posted on our socials. I've just downloaded it and put it in show really quickly. Make sure you like and subscribe to all things Inside Fantasy Sports. Look at this. This is yesterday. Braino, shout out to Braino, said, Matty, can we put up a social post? The Hornets and the Trailblazers, the only teams. Micic, only 15% owned in Yahoo yesterday, cemented as the starter. And like you said, Kingy, you also like Trey Mann, but he is questionable for today.
Yeah, Mann's risky. Micic, look, I think I've picked him up in at least 2 or 3 leagues. He's on that back-to-back. He'll points, maybe he gets 12, maybe he gets 18, but he should get assists. And if we look on the other side of that game tonight, I hope, and this is more me being selfish because I have him on that same team that I have Micic, I'm hoping Corey Kispert can bounce back tonight.
Okay.
Because
Shammett
Shammett is
for
out.
Corey Kispert.
Shammett is out tonight. And I'm just, I don't know. I feel like he was really bad the last game. He got in foul trouble. So I'm hoping that Kispert in a game that should favour points tonight, given neither team will play any defense, he could be sort of, I'm hoping 20 points, but even 16, 15 would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just remind you that the
the Hornets, after the All-Star break, are one of the best defensive teams in the NBA. So maybe they play absolute lockdown. And they also can't score for shit. So, it's going to be interesting to see in this game, considering the Wizards are the best paced team. And, both teams aren't playing for much. Also, too, how good Detroit winning and are now not the worst record in the NBA anymore. Hey, go Detroit.
Yeah. Hey, guess who can coach occasionally? Oh, look. It's one Monty Williams.
Yeah.
I mean, he actually coached down the stretch and they actually paid attention. Look, I've always said I actually just don't get it because the Pistons on paper aren't this bad. I think when we look at the team and we see how it's constructed, like that's a nice looking basketball team. That's a good looking basketball team that I think will have some playoff runs in the future. Just not now, and probably not with Monty Williams. And I hate saying that the Pistons could be better because obviously statistically, shithouse. But Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren, Asar Thompson. Ooh. They've got some bench depth as well. I love that. We're looking at our first games of the day. As we said, it is the game preview. Let's start over with, look, we were talking Charlotte and Washington. We've pretty much done that one. Is there anything you like? I'm expecting, though, a massive Miles Bridges game. He was not great earlier this week. I think it's a big Miles Bridges game. I think we could get a plus 20 points on someone like Miles Bridges today.
I think you'll have to shoot a lot. Yeah, you're right there. And with the pace up, then, I don't mind that. Last time they played, Hornets won by 3, and Bridges did have 33 and 10. So, also, too, last time they played, Kyle Kuzma had a triple-double.
All right.
But I'm not backing that
in. We are never backing Kyle Kuzma in one of these punts ever again.
No.
Every time we first started this, Kingy, when we first started doing this live, we would be like 9 out of 10. 8 out of 7, like 7 out of 8. And it was always Kyle Kuzma that let us down. It was the one game that he would suck. So we have a no Kyle Kuzma. Anything you like in this one for rebounds or points, mate?
No, I think Miles Bridges again. I agree there. And I have him on that team that I have Micic and Kispert. So if he could have a good game, that would make my day even better.
I think Micic for 4 assists is actually, for 6 assists isn't a bad shout at 122.
He'll get over this. Yeah.
What's Abdia's over under for rebounds?
Ooh, rebounds. 1 Denny Advia. He is looking at. I've got to go down to rebounds, mate. Jeez, player rebounds market.
If it's
here we go.
I like it for Abdia.
It's 8.5. Under is 8.5.
I like
$1.84 favorite.
I like his stay at like 6 or 8 rebounds, just because if they are going to play this small ball, it's going to be Abdia that's going to be trying to crash the boards along with twos. So, and obviously
6 rebounds.
High.
Yeah, $1.17. Let's add it in.
Jeez,
we've got 3 punts. We got 3 punts in this one. Jeez, we're
Matty,
backing a lot of. But it's not insane. We're looking at Miles Bridges plus 20, Micic plus 6 assists. Oh, Carmody.
Yours is good. Yeah, Carmody. He streamed in Kevin Herter yesterday and went 0-5 and had nothing at all. That's
my God, Carmody.
That hurts.
That's not great. I'm so sorry to hear that. Also, we've got this one. How do we feel from Old Man in the City about so many injuries in the past week? How do you usually adapt if all of a sudden 2 to 3 players go down? Oh man, I just want to tell you, you should download this podcast immediately afterwards on Spotify when it's uploaded. Give us a download, give us a follow, and give us a 5-star review because we covered it at the top of the show. Mm-hmm. And in summation, I'll say this. We just grab our nuts and scream down the mountain on a razor blade. It is hell, it is torture, and we get the best available player to deal with it. It's horrible. This week has been a shit show. I think you said it best. We look for the option and the player that fills into that role. But I think Skiddy made a great point earlier in the show where a guy goes down like Cat, everyone's going to run to the waiver wire and add a guy like Kyle Anderson or Naz Reid. They're never going to give you that same level of production. So you kind of have to spread your net out, look at what your league is, look at where you're strong that week for your wins, and look where you need to get it. And you adapt to where you're strong or where you need to feed or it's close to get that win, especially if that player is going to. So you just got to be reflexive, man, and just check your waiver wire. Every league is kind of different. On that one, let's get into our next one. The New Orleans Pelicans versus the Philadelphia 76ers. Like New Orleans all the way on this one without a shadow of a doubt. Injuries, Covington is out, Embiid out, Maxi's out, Melton's out. Oh, by the way, Kingy, I did something for you this week. I took a screenshot. I know we couldn't do our pod on Thursday, but I did it. I finally did it last week. I took a picture just to memoriam. I dropped D'Anthony Melton
Yeah.
in the last league that I had him in an IR spot. I did it, and I thought of you straight away. He is dead to me for this season. It feels right. It feels good. It feels good. Batum is questionable, and Kyle Lowry is playing despite the rest. Guys, who do we like here? Is there anything a bit spicy we do dig?
I think Pelicans win it. There's too many injuries for the Sixers, and also to like the Pels have just been belting teams as of late. Like they destroyed the Raptors, killed the Pacers, smacked the Knicks. Like, yeah, I like even though they're on the East Coast road trip and they're nearing the end of it, I think the Pels can still get over the Sixers tonight.
And $1.30, that's not bad either. Paul Reed did feast last game.
Thank God that Mo Bamba's not starting anymore, and they're actually giving it to Paul Reed. So that's good. I don't know what else for this one really. I mean, I kind of like CJ McCollum just because I don't think they have anyone that can really guard his speed and his shot ability. So on the perimeter,
15 plus points is $1.60.
Yeah, so I like it. Actually, I like it a lot at $1.60, but also too, it's like this is a Pelicans team where they're just so well balanced. So maybe not actually. There's too much around with it.
It's $1.20. It's $1.22 for 11.5 points for him.
I mean, that is nice, but still, I'd prefer.
All right, we'll avoid it. We'll avoid this one. Nothing coming your way, Kingy, on this one that's standing out.
I'm going to get everything out of my head before I start talking about this.
I like
Vegemite hot cross buns for breakfast. No one cares or worries, but I'm just saying that's what I'm doing for breakfast.
We all care. We worry. We're concerned about you.
Awesome. I'm almost finished. This one's cold now because I've been waiting to. But yeah, Vegemite hot cross buns, very good, very good.
Smack it down, King. God damn.
Settled.
Hot cross buns, I love it.
Woo. 1 a penny, 2 a penny. Hot cross buns.
On the that sort of brief discussion that you had on what to do if players get injured, what are we sort of doing?
Mate, don't give him too much. Don't give him too much, Kingy. He has to download the fucking pod afterwards.
No, he will. And
okay, good.
Just so they know they're not alone. In the industry pickup league this week, I lost Wemby and Jalen Johnson in the space of about an hour. So it's a league that I always win blocks, and now I'm even in blocks in my semi-final matchup. So that's great. And in where are we? Where's this league? So in another league where we're in our semis, and the team that finished first. So the team that finished first had a really good year. He has Keontae George. Okay, not a super pivotal guy. He has Walker Kessler. Yep, okay. He has Wemby. He has Giannis. He has Jalen Johnson. He has Jalen Brunson. He finished top. So he's playing the 8th place team this week, and he's losing 7-1 because he lost all those players. So we're gonna have and I lost Trae Young in that league, and I lost OG in that league, and I lost someone else. So we're gonna have a losers party next week.
Please do. Invite me for being the guy who said everywhere that I'm taking Donovan Mitchell, and he's missed so many games this year, and right now at pivotal points. And
what's with the number one seeds in rankings like going down? Like in one of my leagues, the number one seed is currently there. He's up 5-4 but he had Fox injured. He's just gotten back Terry Rozier, but he also just got back Paul George. Barnes is out and Trae Young's out. Like he's lost 4 of his first 5 picks, and the only one that was still playing at the time was Anthony Davis, which is the one that you wouldn't expect to be playing.
Unreal. So I think it's a whole other discussion, and we won't have the full discussion now, but this is where punting can really help, because even in those leagues where I've lost all those players, I feel like I'm still a chance because I'm so strong in my good categories that I can't cover for them. But I can pick up a guy. Like if I lose Wemby, I'm obviously losing a lot. But one of the main things is blocks. So I can just stream in someone that's good at blocks, and that should get me over the line because I've got Chet, and I've got Yusuf Nurkic, and I've got Nick Richards. So I've got other guys that can keep me afloat. So this is, for me, where punting can help a little bit, because if you lose someone, hopefully you're strong enough in those categories already that by streaming someone in, that might just get you over the bump sort of thing.
Yep.
So I know it's a whole other discussion, but
yeah. And it's hard too, because guys, like you said with that, I mean, you've drafted blocks really, really well. And if those guys go down like a Wemby and a Chet in one team, who obviously are league leaders in the NBA in blocks, it's really hard to find that sometimes. Obviously, blocks and steals on the wire are a lot harder. Points and threes, a lot easier. Free throw percentage, you can negate that. But it's if you punt those. And if you have 3 or 4 guys who are called, imagine if you had Brook Lopez, and I think you had Brook Lopez, Wemby and Chet all on the same team at one point in time. If those 3 guys go down,
I had Anthony Davis on that team as well.
Wow.
So yeah, so like I should dominate blocks. I'm just having a look at who I've still got. So I've got Chet, Nurkic, Nick Richards, Andre Drummond, and Wemby. I had a Kongwu as well. So I'm clearly the best team in blocks. But then losing Wemby this week, I'm losing like 15 blocks for a week, which is ridiculous.
Like 20 steals, because he can apparently do that 5 a game or 6 a game now, just because he can.
Yeah, and rebounds as well. So anyway, it's
dumb.
But, on this game, on this game that we're looking at, yes, Paul Reed, I would just check the starting lineups before they roll out tonight, because I wouldn't be surprised if they start Mo Bamba again against Valanciunas. I just think they'll go, Valanciunas is big. We need a big out there.
Yeah.
Not, Valanciunas is big. We need a good player, because Bamba is not a good player. So I know we're happy that Bamba's not starting, but I would just double check the starting lineup, because it would
like to see
if they roll Bamba out there tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd like to see him maybe get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. Hey.
Very good.
Like that?
Well done. That is very, very good.
Thank you.
Well done.
You know I like to drop lyrics in there, but there's no other hotter stream, though. Can I just say, though, if you want some points and threes. Who am I going to say? Hey. That's for you, Skiddy. Kelly Oubre, he obviously blew up the other night. Great minutes off the bench to help. That's why Harris is a must-own. And Buddy Hield still doing God's work. And Kyle Lowry, he's the poor man's version of Chris Paul at this point in his career. But we'll avoid punting on that one. Hey. This is an interesting one, though. Hold it. The Cavs are favored over the Timberwolves. Now, I am shocked and amazed. It's because Anthony Edwards is questionable. That block in last game from him, the Suns starting to move this forward. That block was one of probably the best blocks I have seen in. Did the man take his own head off the rim?
I was about to say you watch when you're talking about impactful blocks. You just settle down before you start taking over LeBron against Iguodala.
I'm not. Never. No, that's supreme. That's an NBA Finals block, but regular season block. Anthony Edwards damn near jumped out the stadium. Yeah. I don't know if his question. It says left ankle injury. I'm like concussion from the rim.
Yeah. I can't believe it. Like, that's 2 games in a row where Ant has limped or walked straight back into the locker room at the start of a game and then come back and still played like the rest of it. Like, I don't know. Is he Paul Piercing this? But I don't know. Still incredible comeback.
They do have that. Is it the armband magic? They both have the armband in the same spot. Is that a thing that we don't know about? I don't know.
Really like to go to the toilet mid-game. So,
but how are the Cavs favored? How are the Cavs favored in this game?
Probably because Minnesota's on a back-to-back and it's in Cleveland. So they traveled from Indianapolis to Cleveland overnight. So I would guess that'd be why. But still, that's a lot of outs for the Cavs. Like, you lose their main scorer, one of their best defenders, and their three-point shooter. Like, that's a lot to lose. So I'd either be confident taking Minnesota, or I like my try-bet 5 here, Matty, for 8 points around on either side.
Oh, try-bet markets 5. This is you're a try-bet master.
I actually won my multi yesterday because every single game went under the try-bet 5.
All right, under either 8 points or less. Done.
First multi in about 3 weeks, and I nailed it. I was so stoked.
Anyway, Mike the Kingy for points, rebounds. I'm just going to go Darius Garland, 6 assists.
Yeah, God, I hope Garland has a good game. He's been killing me this year. So, yeah, I hope so. I don't know. It's tough until we know whether Edwards is playing, I think, because he'll just swing that market and he'll also swing production from other players as well. Because if he plays, he could score 40. If he doesn't play, then someone's got to score for the Timberwolves. Mike Conley, Alexander Walker. Conley could be over in assists as well, especially if Edwards doesn't play.
Yep.
Although they are on a back-to-back, so if they do get down early, they might sort of pull some of their guys and limit their minutes. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard until we know. I think until we know whether Edwards is playing, which we haven't heard.
I'm just going to go Garland. I'm just going to go Garland 6 assists. No, I'm not. I'm going to avoid it. I'm going to avoid it because of that. But I am talking about another questionable guy that brings into. Thank you. I like to be that occasionally. I'm going to go to another questionable decision for game time today. It is Jalen Brunson is listed as questionable with his left knee contusion in the New York Knicks versus the Orlando Magic. This is probably getting into the must-win territory for the New York Knicks, who have obviously been on the skids. They've got guys. OG Anunoby is out. Julius Randle is still out for another couple of weeks, maybe longer, another 3 or 4 weeks for Mitchell Robinson. Look, are we liking anyone here? We've got Bojan Bogdanovic maybe for some extra minutes. Precious Achiuwa's obviously been filling in there. Cole Anthony, Mo Wagner, and I guess one of your disappointment stories of the season too is Markelle Fultz, Kingy.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about Fultz. It's a sore point. Yeah, look, I mean, Magic are pretty healthy at the moment. So Wendell Carter's questionable, but that doesn't really make or break anything. And for the Knicks, I don't know. I mean, DiVincenzo's been playing well again. Can you do over-under minutes for Juice McBride?
He's been
probably played 47 minutes or something again.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah, it's I guess for the Knicks, you're looking at Dame is questionable. I knew that. Yep. Yeah, I don't know. Again, this is Brunson in or out is a pretty big swing here. If he plays, he makes a big difference. If he doesn't play, then a lot of other players have got to do things. So probably a tough one. On the Orlando side, I don't know. It's hard when they're healthy. They're decently deep. That's probably word. But they're across the board. Like if Franz Wagner doesn't play well, Banchero steps up. If he doesn't play well, Suggs could have a really good game. So as long as they're healthy, it's hard to target anyone, I think.
I like Suggs the most. Yeah, I agree. I like Suggs the most in this team. He's been playing well. He's been really, really decent. I'm liking him. Over to Atlanta and Memphis tonight. Whoa. Yeah, I'm here.
Orlando also too. Just as a shout out to the Magic. They are 4th currently in the East. Like last time we were talking, I'm pretty sure they were like 8th or 9th, and now they're 4th. So massive shout out to how well they're actually playing. The Orlando Magic have beaten the New York Knicks 5 of the last 5 times. They are also on a 5-game winning streak. Orlando to beat the Knicks again today. Yep.
Matt Carmody here with a question with that one. Do we expect Hartenstein's minutes to start going up? Yes, especially today against the Orlando Magic. They do roll out some bigger bodies. Gogo Badaze, obviously, Mo Wagner, and Wendell Carter Jr. So I would expect them to match minutes with Hartenstein for this one. I would hope that he goes over his 20-25 minutes. I would expect Thibodeau to be like, okay, and limit Jericho Sims somewhat if Hartenstein's playing okay.
Him too much.
I don't know, man. You reckon he loves Jericho that much?
Mate, he starts Jericho Sims over Hartenstein sometimes. Like, mate,
he
just loves a big center that can jump.
Yeah, he does. It's fucking painful because Hartenstein was such a role. I think we could maybe expect today, but I wouldn't tie my hat to it. It's basically a minute split situation, but they've got 2 to split the minutes between. But it's a 3-way minute split in Orlando. So, and Wendell Carter Jr. has been playing almost 30 minutes a night. So that's come out of nowhere from him playing 15, 20 and comes back into form. And that's why you find him on the waiver wire every now and then as well. Like occasionally you see people, I've dropped Wendell Carter Jr. and people stream into others because of that situation there. We'll roll into Atlanta and Memphis. We did touch on that. Missing this game is Jalen Johnson. He is out. He is expected to return hopefully the next game. Buffkin's out. Okongwu's still out for another couple of weeks. Trey Young out for a few weeks. So we're starting Murray, Bogdanovich, Hunter, Bay, and Capella versus Jordan Goodwin, Conchar, Vince Williams Jr., Santi Aldama, Jaren Jackson Jr. are the proposed lineups. Guys, anything we can get here? Because there's just reds and outs everywhere in Memphis still.
Hate it. I'm not touching this moment for betting purposes. Absolutely not. This is just a danger game. I hate it. And no. What do you, Kingy? Just I'd like your opinion on it. Santi Aldama. I hear so much shit go towards his way, but everyone keeps trying to pick him up. Everyone's trying to, get a pace. What's your thoughts on Santi?
I'm not super high on him. I think obviously when he gets minutes, he can put up numbers. We've seen that in the past, but if he was that good, he'd be consistently playing minutes, and he's not. He only plays minutes when they've got injuries. Just pulling up his game log here slowly because I feel like he was good in the last couple of games. So yeah, he's had double-digit scoring in the last 3. Last game was arguably his best game of the year, 17, 4, and 7 with a steal and 3 blocks. So he's one of these guys, I think, that when he's playing 30-plus minutes, you probably have to roster him because he can contribute in a number of areas. But when they're healthy, no. Even if they're healthy and he's playing big minutes, he needs a lot of their stars gone to put up numbers as well. So he's at the moment, though, I mean, with Memphis, as long as he's playing, he's probably worth a look. If you're looking at tomorrow, I know we just spoke about him and Jordan Goodwin. I think Goodwin plays tomorrow because Kennard won't play. So I think that Goodwin, whatever he's over under for assists, I reckon he goes over in assists. If he's over under sort of 6 or something like that. But again, we don't
find out
if he's going to play. But if he plays, and
that's okay. It'll just be voided. That's fine. We can do that. That's a void one. We don't have to worry about that so much.
I hate voids.
Yeah, I know you hate voids, but at least it's a look. At least it's something. But Santi Aldama, by the way, I've been up against him in a couple of leagues where he's just been streamed into a team. And I'm like, oh, look, great. It's Santi Aldama. For this week, he's almost 500 from the floor, 450, perfect from the line, 5 threes, 29 points, 9 rebounds, 11 assists, 1 steal, and 3 blocks with 3 turnovers. And you look at that from the waiver wire over the course of the week, and you're like, that's bloody decent. Actually, that's almost on parallel with like Josh Skiddy numbers for the week, which is, only 3 points difference, more threes. But Josh Giddey's free efficiency from the field this week has been crazy, which is also, I should say, a good segue into our other game, Miami versus OKC. This is an interesting one.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, OKC still playing very, very nice. And Tyler Hero is still out for Miami. Yes, he is. Kevin Love also out. And OKC are healthy. What do I like in this one, Matty G. Wizzle?
Duncan Robinson for threes? Duncan Robinson for 2 threes?
Yeah, I don't mind that. But I always find it so hard to bet against Miami. Like they always just like, I don't know, you just never really know what you're going to expect, and they always can pull something out of their ass. So I think Bam for points, just because Bam is able to throw his weight around a lot, and Chet obviously isn't the biggest build center, even though he's got the athleticism and everything. But
I like that.
Yeah, I think Bam could throw his weight around a little bit. Take whatever it is. I'm guessing it'd be like 18 points or something like that.
I'm literally searching Bam now, and it's not coming up. I'm like, come on, Bam. OKC is heavily favored as well, $124 to $4 on the win. So I think they're expecting them to run away with it. Player points market's looking down for Bam. Here we go. He is at 19.5.
Yeah, I'll take 20. I think it's a little bit high, but if you can drop it down on the alt markets, that's fine. I'm pretty sure also, too, the Heat are on a back-to-back, aren't they? Didn't they play Dallas yesterday?
Yeah, they're on a back-to-back. Yeah, they're the only team on the back-to-back, yeah.
That's probably why OKC are so favored, because Miami are on the traveling back-to-back. from Dallas to Oklahoma. So that is a fair,
Well,
actually, that's a fair distance, isn't it? Bloody hell.
Yeah, it is. Not an easy one. I'm going to go down this one. I will back you on that one. I'm going to bring him down to alt points. We need to put something in these bets. We're going to go down to, we can get him for plus 15 at $1.20. A nice little
15.
tipple.
Yeah.
We'll take 15. There we go. We put it up to at least 6 legs now. We have at least 6 legs. Otherwise, it's very underwhelming. That's fine. We go over the top sometimes with this one. Any streams here? Caleb Martin, if he's still on it, is on the back-to-back. So we're looking for him getting some more minutes. He played well. And the homie Jaquez Jr. would be the only guys I'd be looking at here. And Duncan Robinson, because is he still on waiver wires? Duncan Robinson has been getting an absolute fill. It is the back-to-back. So Duncan Robinson, if he is, according to Yahoo Leagues, he is available still in quite a lot of leagues, actually. He is 51% rostered, up 10% in the last day. So he is just on that borderline. You could probably expect him around in a lot of 12-teamers, I would say. Maybe not 14 and 16-team leagues, Kingy.
Yeah, he should be rostered in most leagues. I think. What's his over-under for threes? Is it like over 2.5 or something? Maybe?
You're making me do a lot of work on the punt. He's so much better at the punting on the things, the 3-point markets. Jeez.
I should be doing that, really.
You should be doing this. This is okay. Threes, here we go. We're in it. Duncan Robinson for 2 is $1.09. For 3, it's $1.39.
Oh, I don't know, because he's hit. I know he's hitting a few. He's had 4, 2, 4. Yeah. 0, 5, 5, 6, 3.
I reckon we hit him for 2. I'm just going to put a tapple on for 2. A dapple or 2 at $1.09.
2, I think, is safe.
Well, it's safe. It's a safe one today.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
All right. We'll do that one there on that one. We'll move then to our next game. We've got the Houston versus the scootless Portland Trailblazers. We love to have that one. Just shit game. Horrible. Nothing to bet on here. Anything you do like, though?
Yeah, Alpy to take the piss. Reese, I love Reese, but Alpy's going to be a different breed against him, in my opinion. Also, too, Portland have been playing their shit. So, depending on when, who's in and out. But yeah, if what's his face is if Ayton doesn't play, then I really like Alpy for probably 20 and 10, double. Yeah, I like that. Even though last time the Blazers did beat the Rockets in overtime.
They did. What was Alpy's line last time?
30, 10, and 8. And that was against Ayton.
All right. He's going to take the piss today. $1.48 for plus 20 points. There you go. That's a nice little tipple. And let's just go him for 8 rebounds to get over that on his alternate rebounds market.
Love that.
Because I can do that one. I do that. Oh, no, there's no alternate rebounds market. Here we go. Oh, 8 rebounds. Here we go. 8 rebounds. Alpha and Şengün, $1.16 there.
Beautiful.
There we go. We're up to 11.55. We're looking okay. On the multi-bet. Kingy, anything you want to add to this one? Do-up Reef to be the biggest horse in the stallion, by any chance?
I don't know. I'm hoping that Thibault can get some steals tonight. And he's probably going to play big minutes with all these guys that are out. Again, this is just me selfish because I just need him to get steals.
Yeah, talking about outs, if you're doing one of your mornings sitting on the toilets and getting everything out of your system for the morning, shout out to the other Jake in my life, Skiddy, Jake O'Brien. You know my bestie, Jake. Shout out to the other Jake, because you're the other Jake in that conversation, and to you, he's the other Jake. So it's which other Jake we're talking about. And he has a beautiful deluxe beard as well. I should share a photo. You're very similar looking, funnily enough.
Oh, great.
Something to think about. I want to give a big shout out to my friend Jake O'Brien, who won a pre-release. If anyone's into like their anime and their cartoons in One Piece out there, amazing. He's the trading card game. He actually won the pre-release tournament against a guy who came second at Nationals, which is huge. So big shout out to my guy, Jakey O'Brien, who is the other Jake. If you're out there into that kind of thing, I want to shout out to my guy because that's a huge win. He got this sick card. Like he got for those who are geeks, he got a Zorro pre-release card for winning it last night.
No, it is, but nice.
Like,
I assume
that's nice. I'm assuming it's also very good, and there's not a lot of them. So a shout out to my makers. Yeah, that's a huge win there. And yes, Thank you.
Kingy.
Yes.
Just to make you feel a bit better about your Matisse Thybulle pickup, the last time that Blazers played Houston, he only played 22 minutes, but he scored 13, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals, shot 71%, hit 3 threes, and really locked up Fred and Thompson. So, good pickup.
Maybe he's had, his last few games, he's had 3, 2, 3, 2, 6, 4 steals. So,
and that was only in 22 minutes. So obviously the minutes have now come up with the more injuries. So a good shout there.
That's all I want from him. 3 steals would be great.
3 steals.
And we can't even bet on him for 2. We can't even bet on him for 2.
Yeah,
2 steals.
Okay. We can't even bet on him for 2 steals. He's not playing in the markets in the steals, player steals and blocks market.
He's not listed in the starting lineup, so they don't give him a market for him. No. That's annoying.
Yeah. If we could, Kingy, for you, we would add it in. That's the next one. Let's roll down to the next one today. It is almost our last game. It actually is the last game. We've done it again in just under an hour. We're smashing this, but I do have not a surprise segment. Okay, I lie. It is a surprise segment. It came to my mind only because of it's not a surprise. I'm not trying to be a shithead about it, but Kingy brought a really interesting. Yeah, I know, but Kingy brought a really good point to the table earlier in the pod that we haven't talked about yet. So I'm going to get to that at the very end. We've got the last one of the day, the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Los Angeles Lakers. We've got probable Giannis. We've got questionable Dame. If these two guys are out, we've got questionable with his ankle injury. LeBron, probable as always, is Data Davis, which is, we know he plays now with this situation that happens all the time. Who do we like here for the win today? This is one we want to probably stay away from, apart from Rui Hachimura probably being a god again and scoring 20.
I don't really like anything for the head-to-head in this one. If there was a stream target, I'd be definitely looking at Thanasis Antetokounmpo. He's absolute jet, playing really well at the moment. He's been getting a bulk of like 5 minutes, so that's pretty impressive for Thanasis.
Good. Yep, great for him.
I can't believe I said that with a straight face.
I can't believe you did either. I was actually really.
If anyone actually was like, geez, that's a good point, Skiddy. Yeah, I'll pick up Thanasis. Oh, please don't. Bucks have won 4 out of the last 5 against the Lakers. So I do, but still, like with the uncertainty around Dame and Giannis, it's a stay away. I say it every single time we get asked about this. Do not pick up Jay Crowder. You're welcome. And I don't really think I like anything for these bets in fairness, G Wizzle. There's a lot that's like,
I like Bobby Porter. I like kind of just Bobby Portis for some sneaky, like maybe a little couple of points if we can get some points on him. I think there's a little bit of value in Bobby lately. Is there any points on Bobby? Like 10?
Yeah, you should be able to get points for Bobby, but I doubt it'd be 10. I'd assume it'd be higher just because of how well he's been.
You can get him for 10 plus points for $1.13.
It's $1.13 for Bobby. What if he doesn't play enough, G Wizzle? You know what I mean? What if they have to keep rolling out Giannis out there just because,
But if LeBron doesn't play and Giannis doesn't play either, I reckon Bobby's okay for 10. He's gone on 20, 28, 11, 14, and 21 his last 5.
All right. Back it then. And then I can yell at you if he doesn't get it.
Kingy, is it a bad bet? Is it good? Should we think about Bobby?
Oh yeah, look, I think it's okay. He has been playing well. I think Giannis will play. Lopez hasn't been very good lately, but they're going to need him against Anthony Davis. I think it's okay. Another one might be Malik Beasley for threes. He's been really bad. Yeah. So I feel like he's just got to turn it around at some point. If Dame doesn't play and Middleton's out as well, maybe Beasley just catches fire. I wouldn't do him like anything more than 2 threes. And his last 3 games are 0, 1, and 1. So there's no form coming into the game, but he's just one of those guys that can turn it on sort of instantly and then go ice cold again. So, but other than, I don't really like this game either. I think it's,
And this was one of the ones as well we talked about last week where Malik Beasley on percentages is actually one of the best, the nasty comedy in chat. He's one of the best statistically 3-point shooters in the game. And then he has games like this recently where he is absolute trash and will miss every 3-point that he takes. It's just the inconsistency. So when you see him being a league leader in percentage, you just scratch your head a little bit and like, oh, really? Is that a thing? Here's a bit of a thing. I'm going to play the Hoops IQ thing because I don't have anything else to play apart from Hot Guys, but it doesn't really make sense. So I'll just play this. Should I play Hot Guys? I'll pick you guys.
Pull over by this hot guy and let me out.
Ooh, spicy. Hot Guys. I want to talk about it because you're wearing that indie shirt today, Kingy, and you've obviously gone over to the NBA. One of my things is now that I am locked in to go to the All-Star weekend in a couple of years' time over in LA to watch some basketball. Not that you really see basketball in an All-Star game being played, but I want to question this. Top 3 players who come to your mind who you would love to see in real life who you haven't seen. So you can say, oh, I would see X player, but I've seen them already. 3 players that you would love to see play in real life. Take fantasy out of it for a second. They might be great for fantasy.
Luka. I think I'd love to see Luka.
We'll go 1 for 1, just so we can't. We'll go 1 for 1 between you guys, so no one can take the same bet. So I be like, oh, that's my pick too. Skiddy, who would be your other one?
I think I'd love to go watch. I reckon Jason Tatum. Just see how he actually plays offense and how he actually orchestrates his game, one-on-one solo scoring game. So I'd like to go see Tatum.
Yeah, good pick. All right, I'm going to take LeBron. I'm going to take LeBron because I think the window on that is time. But no, even now, even just to be able to say that, because I had the chance to see, because one of my biggest regrets is that I had the chance to see Michael Jordan play, and I didn't go. So I had a chance to go over, even with the Wizards, and it was still just to say that I saw MJ on a court, and I didn't do that. So I don't want to have that as something that I say about LeBron James. I would like to say, you know what? I saw LeBron play. I saw one of, at this point in time, one of the 2 best players of all time play basketball. So for me, I think that's where that's my number 1, because that's something I want to say. What about you, Kingy? Who's your number 2?
Şengün.
Oh, nice.
Who?
I just think he'd be fun. I just think he's fun player to watch. He just does so much. Yeah. That's it for me.
Put in chat. Oh, those guys are watching. We still got like over 30 people in chat. Let us know who you're putting out there and who you'd love to see in real life. Skiddy, who's your number 2?
I didn't know we were actually going down as like our most ones, but that's all right.
What's your other? It's like your other one. I guess it's not. It's no order in particular. It's the next name that comes to mind.
Yeah, gotcha.
No
order. Anthony Edwards. I'd love to watch Ant just do his thing, and it's obviously there's just so many highlight plays that could happen. Like imagine seeing that poster that he did on Watanabe in real life, like far. Like if you were sitting courtside and you saw that, like, that'd be unreal. So I'd say Ant just from the athletic explosiveness that he's able to possess.
All right. Oh, we haven't said it yet. I'm going to go Jokic.
Yeah, good one.
I just think what he does with the ball is, I mean, he leads the NBA in touches, but his time with possession is so low. It's like he's always moving it. Like if you watch how long he holds it, he gets the most touches in the NBA. But if you look at the time of ball in his hands compared to like Luka, it's almost double the difference. It's crazy. So I think I'd have to probably lean in Jokic just because I would love to watch that playmaking, and just what he can do is just nuts. Like it's just crazy. I love that. What about you, Kingy? Number 3.
Probably my next few. I actually got to see them when I was there, so that was good. And that was part of the trip we planned it that way to see. So we got to
who was on the
Wemby.
list? Yep,
we got to see Wemby. We got to see Steph. Got to see Jalen, Jason Tatum. Got to see Kelly Olynyk. I love the clinic.
Oh, I thought you were going to say.
Got to see him play. Who else? I'm trying to think who else we saw. They were probably the big ones that we wanted to see. But look, it might be Shea, maybe.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, good pick.
And just the Thunder.
Yep.
As a team, like Chet would be fun. Giddy doesn't play a lot. I think Jalen Williams as well. He's a good player. Like I think so. Just the Thunder, but Shea specifically. would be fun to watch. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Love
Skiddy,
that.
up on you.
I mean, look, obviously, I'd love to go see the Cavs. That's obvious. I obviously love to see like Wemby and Steph and everything like that. Give me though, obviously Kelly Oubre just because he's gorgeous. Give me prime pest Patrick Beverley. I'd love to see Pat Bev just being an absolute dick to every single player on the court, talking shit. I'd love that. Yeah, just give me a bit of that, Pat Bev.
I think that is. I'm going to say this one.
That's the smartest thing I've ever heard anyone say about anything.
I think that's a really deep cut because he was just to watch the pest that he was would have been incredible. Just to see it was more the reactions to the players against him, like just shut the fuck up, like just play the game.
Him or Lance Stevenson, that'd be awesome.
Oh, Lance. I think we've got two Wembys in here. Matty Carmody said he'd love to see Wemby. Obviously, you've had the privilege of seeing that king in real life, but Shaq 2K, how's this? That is a memory forever. Shaq 2K, he was Wemby, drove down to Detroit just to see him, and he got his first. And that would have been a cheap ticket too, because I can't imagine that tickets to a Detroit Pistons games cost more than $8.50. So, I mean, I think that's...
Was that the one where he got the triple-double with...
Blocks?
That was with assists. No, it was with assists, I think.
Wasn't it blocks, assists, and points?
I'm pretty sure his first one was with assists, rebounds, and points, and then his next
one was blocks.
His next one was blocks, yeah.
Well, just ask Shaq.
5x5s. Yeah, can you tell me, was that with assists? Was that assists, rebounds, and points? Or was that with blocks and rebounds?
He racked the bloody cup up. I think my third and final one has to be Steph. I know you've seen him, Kingy. I just think happy to see like the best shooter. I think it's just ticking off those things. Like, when you get to be a bit of an old head and you see it's like, oh, I got to see one of the best players of all time and one of the best shooters of all time. And again, how long do we have left of? I mean, prime Steph would have been nuts, but you never know when he's just going to break out prime Steph for even 5 minutes. Yeah, he did it with assists. There you go. He did it in 20 minutes. That's right. It was 20 minutes that he did it. There we go. Assist. Yeah, absolutely.
So he did it. I've just looked it up. He did it with assists, and in that game, he actually recorded 0 blocks and 0 steals, and that was the last time he recorded 0 blocks back on the 10th of January. Wow. So
it's dumb. It's actually dumb how good he's going to be for fantasy and how fucked everyone is going to be with the number 1 pick. It's just going to be Wemby's.
Yeah. And the fact is that he puts together those triple doubles with it. I think it was, who was that one? Was it the Raptors?
The Blocks.
I'm trying to figure out who was. It was the Blocks triple double.
Yeah, Blocks
was the Raptors, not the Pistons one.
He blocked Grady Dick on the 10th.
That's right.
Block. And it was the dumbest shot you'll ever see.
I just think what he can put up, and the only reason, Kingy, I had a counter to your argument the other day. If they're not that good again next year, and we see things like this with shenanigans where he gets injured and out, maybe this is where I still do take Jokic number 1.
Yeah.
But Wemby would be number 2 with a bullet. Unless they get that, unless they trade for Trae Young or one of those other point guard stars that we're all hearing about the talk in the offseason, I do think we do run the risk of seeing similar shenanigans with Wemby along the way until their team is right. But when they're right, they'll be phenomenal. Like it's over. Like, oh, here we go. The things he was doing pre-game was just stupid and effortless dunks. Yeah, he doesn't need to dunk. He just stands there and just... Do you even call it dunking, or are you just calling it like setting the table for him? Like he's... The man is absolutely massive.
When we saw him, that was... Like we went obviously to watch him play. We wanted to see him, but it was a game that they got flogged in, so he didn't play big minutes. Actually, I'll have a look at... So it was... They lost... 152 to 111 the game that I went and saw him. So he only had...
That against Boston?
No, it was against the Pacers.
Oh, wow.
So he only had 13 and 10 with 2 blocks and a steal in 21 minutes. So he didn't play a lot. But for me, what I wanted to see was the pregame stuff. And we got to go courtside and be reasonably close to him, close enough to just see how freakishly tall he is. And you watch him when he comes out to do his free throws with an average size human next to him, like a coach or a trainer. And he looks double their height. It's ridiculous how long he is. And
you're 6'5", Kingy, as well. So you're not like a small guy. So when you're saying this guy is massive,
Oh,
you're not exactly a slouch. You know what I mean?
No,
like you're sit there 6'5" and you're looking up like, do I need to take the elevator? Like it's,
and he's so obviously watching him do that, but for me, the difference, and we've seen this when he plays, the difference is that when he dribbles the ball and he's doing his pre-game stuff and bringing the ball down the court, he doesn't look that tall. He looks like a guard. Like he's so fluid and smooth with the ball, and that's the difference. If you're watching him bring the ball down the court, you wouldn't think that he's as tall as he is.
It's ridiculous too, because now we've got the second Wembanyama, who is now just grown to 6'8", and he's 16, and now he's like throwing down dunks and shit. Now we're going to be like, every team's going to be like, oh well, time to get on. What is it? Is it Oscar Wembanyama, or it starts with O? I know that.
Yeah. I can't think what it is.
Is it Oscar? Is it Ollie? It's something like that. But yeah, and now in 2 years' time, everyone's going to be like, "Oh, we're gonna be taking to get this Wembanyama." And it's just like,
Oscar.
God, and he's just
Oscar.
It is Oscar. Yep. And
he's
now
6'7".
He looks great, so. No, he just grew to 6'8". That's why they're talking about him now with his because he's 16 and now he's just hit 6'8". So he's still growing. So that's why everyone's starting to get excited about him in 2 years' time. So
the 26th draft. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So there's another one to watch where there's going to be two bloody Wembanyamas rolling around like bloody.
And
hell.
I really hope he's in that
blessed.
draft, because that'll be the year that I'm in Vegas watching Summer League. So if that'll be good.
That's my goal year, Kingy. You know that's my goal year, to be there with you for that one.
That's the planned analyst trip. 2026.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, then that's his brother, Oscar Wembanyama. Actually, check out the Bleacher Report. It's only a very short story on him. They did a report yesterday. His brother, here we go. It actually says 6'7" in this one, but I trust Skiddy over anything from Bleacher Report. You are very welcome. He is averaging currently, he's 16-year-old, is 6'7" in height, and is playing for the LDLC ASVEL U21 team in France. There is a bunch of clips from him on there as well. You can see that he is absolutely massive and taking the piss really at his height. Yeah. So yeah, check out the latest Bleacher Report. Sorry, it's Oscar Wembanyama. Drees, RMP Drees. There you go, guys. I reckon that's us. I reckon we're done. I'll recap it for anyone out there who's doing it. I'll put it up on our site as well. I'll tweet it out for you and I, Skiddy. We only went 10 legs today. We went Micic for 6 assists, Miles Bridges 20 points, Denny Advia 6 rebounds. We've got the Pels to get a win. We have either the Timberwolves or the Cavs to win by 8 points or less, a hopefully close game there. We have Bam Adebayo for 15 points. We've got Duncan Robinson for 2 threes. We've got Alpi Şengün for 20 points, Alpi Şengün for 8 rebounds, and Bobby Portis for a cheeky 10. Thank you so much. Good luck to you, Carmody. Good luck to everyone. We are out of here. Do not forget. Make sure you like and subscribe this podcast. If you're watching us on Twitter, give us a follow. Give at NBAGWiz a follow. Get at Filthy IFS a follow. Give at Kingy. Oh, that's right. You changed it. I always forget you changed it. Buzz. At Skiddy IFS and at Adam King 91. Kingy, what have you got coming up on FBI Basketball International, mate?
Usual stuff. We didn't have our Thursday night show last week because I was playing softball. It's very social, so I don't think we did. But look, when you're in the outfield with a beer in your hand, so that's how social it is.
Well, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, so it was fun. I was just helping out some guys from work, and I hit a home run. So I've never played baseball bat in my life, and I somehow swung and connected. So that was fun. So yes, normal shows, usual show with Noah. Something that's starting tomorrow, and yes, I know it's early, and there's no point to it, but I put the word out. I have 12 analysts, and we're doing a draft for next year already. God. So that will be the draft starts tomorrow.
This is unreal.
I was gonna get you boys in as well, but I put the word out late at night and to the Americans first, and I just said, who's interested? Within like half an hour, they all came back and said, yep, we're in. I went, all right. So
this is a good
I know it's early.
14-teamer. Just make it a 14-teamer. We'll tap in.
Well, I probably could. I mean, we haven't started. I wanted to keep it fairly standard, but maybe I'll add 2 more spots and I'll send you guys the link. And we'll get 14 of us. So it's a slow draft. So it'll probably take a week, maybe 2 weeks.
Great.
it's way too early, but
no, it's never too early. Never too early.
Tweeting, so I'll be tweeting round by round who's been taken. Let's see if Wemby goes number one. I'm so
keen for that. I know Skiddy and I in one league, we're cooked this year because of injuries, so we would love to start looking ahead for a draft.
I think that's why a lot of people are interested, because they're just sick of this year. So
checks out.
Yeah. So that will be starting 6 a.m. our time tomorrow morning. The draft starts. So keep an eye on my Twitter and FBI Twitter, and we'll be tweeting out the live results or live draft picks.
Well, everyone at Insight is always keen for anything you do. And make sure, again, on the Insight, give us a plug up on our Discord. Check out the link below this video or everywhere. Our unlimited site is now live and accessible for you. It is only $25 for the entire year, and it covers you. One-on-one questions. If you have a question anytime, we get back to you within 24 hours of the NBA. Skiddy is on AFL. The season is kicking off round 0 this week in AFL with the biggest horse of all time. His name is Mickey Dell. He heads up that one with Herbie. Shout out to our big friend, the Big Horse, as well. And we've got Matrix, who is absolutely brilliant at NBA. They're also onto the NRL. King, I know you love your NRL. These are the guys to give you all of your thing. We've got the Super Coach World Cup that's already kicked off. It is absolutely huge. Get onto it. Make sure you like and subscribe. All things Insight. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been absolutely a pleasure to have you all in the chat. We'll see you soon.